This is the coronavirus, which has killed and infected millions and restricted the lives of the global population. Initially, everything about Covid-19 was unknown, particularly how to treat it. Images of people spending days and weeks on ventilators, hospitals running out of beds, and the sight of medical staff in full personal protective equipment, usually associated with sci-fi films, became commonplace. Along with the race to find a vaccine against the virus, there's been a desperate scramble to find a treatment. Some, initially hailed as lifesavers, have fallen by the wayside, such as hydroxychloroquine and remdesivir. Only a cheap steroid called dexamethasone has found to be effective if given at the right time.
If you give dexamethasone too soon, then you suppress people's immune response, the virus grows more readily, and you are more likely to die. If you use it at the right time, you can dramatically reduce deaths by about a quarter to a third. And that has been a major finding.
As intensive care specialists have become more skilled in treating Covid-19 patients, we've also learned who's most vulnerable to the virus: the elderly, people with underlying health conditions, with diabetes, and the obese. As the years progress, we've learned more about how the virus is spread, whether it's via surfaces, fomite transmission, or the large droplets we emit when we speak, shout and sing. And then, of course, there's the aerosol transmission, the tiny droplets that spread much further. Controversy about aerosol transmission contributed to the delay in recommending everyone to wear masks to protect others. Many refused initially, including US President Trump, who then contracted Covid-19. But scientists are still warning that social distancing and good hygiene are vitally important.
If you are going to believe that if you wear a face mask, you can go into all sorts of crowded environments and you'll be fine, then you are deluding yourself.
Scientists are learning more about the extent of the damage the virus has on the body's organs, even in people who seemingly had no symptoms. First results from a study in Oxford showed 50% of patients had evidence of damage to their organs. In 39%, the damage was to their hearts, and for 14%, the virus had impacted more than one organ. And for some people, recovery is still in the future. Doctors are now dealing with long COVID, where patients are ill for months, such as 27-year-old Talia Varga, who spoke to TRT World in July and has hardly improved since.
Now I'm lucky if I have the energy to shower maybe twice a week. And I'm really struggling still with stomach issues and nausea and shortness of breath. My main symptom is my shortness of breath and my chest pain.
Scientists are still researching the effect the virus has on pregnant women and babies, with the latest studies showing pregnancy can increase the risk of infected women needing hospital treatment. So women are encouraged to have most antenatal appointments virtually and to minimise social contact. Social restrictions and lockdowns have increased the need for mental health support, particularly for children who spent little or no time at school, and for anxious parents.
Of course, there's a risk that he could catch it. You know, it does cross your mind. There is some comfort in the fact that children are less likely to catch it and suffer seriously from COVID than adults, so it's probably more of a risk for the teachers.
Initially, the promise of a vaccine against COVID-19 seemed a long way off, but with the whole world working on it, vaccines started to be approved. Pfizer-BioNTech was the first. There's candidates in Russia and China, and also Moderna and Oxford AstraZeneca. But another new phrase this year is vaccine hesitancy.
I don't know if this will be something that in 10 years' time they're going to tell me I'm barren because, I'm owed compensation by the government because I took a 2020 vaccine.
Not a view shared by everyone, and so 90-year-old Margaret Keenan in the UK became the first person to be given a dose of an approved vaccine against the coronavirus. Much is still not known about COVID-19, so research will continue to find better treatments and to learn about immunity. Nicola Hill, TRT World, London.